there's usually something that triggers them to take action. So it could be the health of a family member or an accident or knowledge of an illness that they go, health is wealth. I need to bloody do something about myself. There could be where they are just out with the kids and they're taking them to a walk, and they can't get up the stairs to enjoy the walk with their kids. And they're like, if this is me with my kids are 6, how am I going to go when they're 18? How am I going to keep going? There's usually a trigger or a life event or something when they go, I've got to take action. Generally, it is a health concern in a family member or a relation. Generally, you look in the mirror, or it might be like a photo that they've taken, a family photo, and they're like, fuck, I'm fat. I need to take action. That's disgusting. I'm not looking at that again. But it isn't always about weight. It could be just like, I haven't been able to text anybody back. I haven't been able to turn up at work. I need to take action to feel better and get some regularity in my life. So generally, there's some form of an event or a trigger. So as an athlete, my whole life, I just have that internal drive. So I find it very difficult, and I still find it difficult to this day to not be consistent. So if I say I'm going to come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I find it very bizarre to watch the figures go and cancel, no show. I don't get it. If you've committed, all you wanted was those 3 sessions a week. It's not even a big commitment. I find it very bizarre that then they don't. Yeah. I find it very strange that if they've committed Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I see 10 minutes before the session, cancel, no show, like that, to me, I don't have that problem. If I've committed to something, I always attend and then old school coaching is you text the coach, hey, I didn't get there this morning. I was up all night with my kids. I've got this. That's what I require at 3T. It is not for everyone, but I think coaching is that. I think coaching is knowing why they don't turn up to their regular session or something's wrong, because it could be just as easy as, got stuck. Hey, I'm having a shit day. Doesn't matter. At least I know where you're at and I'm inside your brain and I can get a feeling, or I work out your patterns if you're always cancelling or if mornings aren't for you. But I love that. But yeah, usually a trigger to start you off, or you've realised in yourself you need to do something. I have that internal passion, and I could train myself every day. I don't need a coach or a trainer or the vibe, but nearly everybody else that I know does. So I guess it's the same as when I'm in a race and things aren't going well. And by golly, when you've done hundreds of races, you do never know what your body's going to react like or how things are going to go or pan out. So you have to roll with the punches a little bit. One race in particular, I'm in a dark Portuguese channel, and an oil tanker had let out a heap of oil. It was 11 degrees in that water, and I got bad asthma, and I'm choking on that water. And I'm like, well, I've got to just fucking get through this, and I've just got to one arm at a time and just get to the end, because I'm not a quitter. Other people were going to quit and get pulled out. I'm not a quitter. I've got to keep going. And I think, like, if you want something, you're going to get to the finish of it. You're not just going to cancel all the time, or I'll come to some sessions when I can. You've got to knuckle in. We're going to be knocked down. Sometimes you're that fatigued that you get in your head, but you've got to get outside of your head and just go, well, I'll turn up and do a little bit, or I'll turn up and see what I can do. Or, yeah, we can't always let our heads think about what our bodies can be capable of, because if you've had a hard day at work in front of the computer, your head's going to tell you that you're very fatigued and buggered, but I think you can do it. You just turn up and you see what you can do. When I'm in races, it gets really, really hard, and sometimes you're on the run, which is the last component. It's the last leg. It'll be a 10K run, which is hard enough for anybody, let alone you've just smashed yourself with a hard swim in the ocean, a 40K ride, and your legs don't work, and you're like jelly legs, and you just go one leg after another. You got to get inside your mind and just bring yourself back to you. Doesn't matter about anybody around yourself, just inside your head. Just breathe, get through it. Doesn't matter how slow you're going, that you're just one foot in front of the other and you're ticking away, and you will get to the finish and you'll be super elated at the end. But inside that race, everything, you feel like you can't do it. It's so hard. Things are going wrong. Why is my body not working like everybody else's? But if you just stay within your zone, you breathe, what can you control? You can just slow the pace down. You can just keep on having a go. And then it's all over in a matter of time, and you're super proud of yourself. So you do get to the finish eventually. I think at least the one thing that's really helped me along the way is I don't care about the haters. So I don't care about what somebody thinks or a coach thinks I should be doing. So I was in the Institute of Sport and I'm a fatty. Oh, my skin folds. You're a fat fuck. So I'm an athlete that's obese. I was called an obese athlete at 60 kilos. But I don't care. I don't give a shit that coach thinks that. I'll be like, you come out and do it, get world championships and stuff. So I think you got to, for me, what's really, really good from my training is, I don't care what others do. I'm in my zone. I do what I can. I don't worry about the haters because there's haters every single day. And I'm not going to change. I'm going to do what I do and I'm going to do it well and let things go. You've got to be able to let things go. So if I have a bad session tonight, and I'm not going to keep worrying about that tomorrow morning when the alarm goes off and go, but last session I had a bad session. I just get on with it. I got a new, fresh mind. And I think that helps with life. So my husband always says, I don't know how you got that ability to let something go and you've had such a bad morning and then by the afternoon you're like a goldfish and you're fresh as a daisy and you don't care and you don't bring it up again. I think that's my from training so heavily in that is you just let things go and you move on the next session or the next day or that hour. I don't hold on to stuff and be a big worrywart. I have noticed that the clients that are really similar to my beliefs with we're very consistent. We turn up and we have a go and they let me know, hey, my body's not on today, but it doesn't matter. And we have our off days, but when we have our on days, by golly, we go for it. But yeah, they're really similar in the mindset that they turn up whether they're feeling 100% or not, and that they keep on going. So they have the ability to change and let things go. So yes, you come in here on that first day and you're super unfit and it was horrible and things didn't go well, but you let it go and you turn back up the next day. And that ability, there's something in those clients and they feel so good. They never would have changed. I have clients that come in that day, their first session, and I haven't got a job. I'm not good enough. I'm too fat to get a job. I'm this. But they just the empowerment from their session and I say, look what you achieved. Of course you can go to that interview. Of course you deserve to be in the lineup for that job. And I get in their heads and they do start believing in themselves and they might go for a job. But yeah, the ability to let things go. You have a bad day. Don't quit on everything. Why should you quit on the lovely session that you love coming to see old mate and do some boxing? Don't quit on that because you've had a bad time with the kids for the day, or you've got to be able to move on. And these clients, they're doing that. My clients are starting to be consistent and reaping the rewards. You don't hold on to things as bad and just fixate on bad things when you have that ability. So I have a really good ability. Yeah, you don't fix on it. You let it go, you talk about it, but then we just keep moving on. We get to the next session or we go home and we don't hold on to all that grouchiness. So I super help people get into their zone and believe in themselves and next level it. So I show them that they've got something else that they can bring out. So it could be where they're in an office scenario and they haven't got that ability as a team leader to step up and just take control. But by the training and the confidence and the ability and me in their ear, next meeting, they'll be up and they'll be like, right, I'm going to do this. I've got this idea and things like that. So I love bringing people to the next level. Or a knee recon that could never do a fun run. My physio said, I won't be able to run again. I said, well, that's okay. We're going to tick away. We're going to see what we can do. She's just done a 10K run nonstop. She did a spew because she drank the night before, but she did a 10K run after knee recons, got told she's not going to do it. And we all took a photo of the spew, by the way. I got another funny story. So we're next level and we've got this army trainer. And we're like all the boot campers, that not everybody has that super drive that I like to bring out in people, but there's a certain group of people that do. So what we've done is we've brought in an advanced boot camp and we test them full military testing. So it is not for everyone, by the way. So they choose to come and get tested and they're fully commando tested. There's leopard crawls, sprint backs in 5 minutes. You have to lift and carry, you have to do a drag, all of these things. But what we're doing is I've picked out people that are 57-year-old grandmas of 3 that are absolutely dominating. And every single young 20-year-old in the squad is like, they have this respect for this old granny. They're like, she gets in there and she's at advanced boot camp and she's next level on it. She's carrying us. She's like, so it's just bringing people out. And that empowerment from that next level, and so we're getting into them and we're building their confidence. Or we might notice I might notice in a session, hey, they argue a lot or they don't quite tune in and they don't, I bring them out of that and I get them to that next level. What can you achieve? So when they're tired and they're really, really fatigued, then we'll bring in a new component or we'll put a scenario in their brain and how can they get around that scenario? And yeah, it's been awesome. So we have this super girl that can't run. She's shocking at running. In the commando testing, she was last at the running sections. But on Saturdays on Super Bootcamp Advanced, she is the one carrying everything. She's the one that builds them all up. So it's funny how you might not be the best at something, but everyone respects you probably sometimes the most by showing that you have a go at something or that you're always there, you're consistent, you're their rock. So we've got a lot of that. So that's the advanced bootcamp. It's so good. And we're bringing people and we're really getting them out of their shells and noticing it in their workplace that they're improving. Advanced bootcamp testing day. A mum of an 8-week-old baby turns up. Now, I've got people who are fit as anything who won't go for the testing because they don't want to put themselves in that vulnerable situation where they might not get the best score that they want or whatever. But this 8-week-old, this mum who's been cleared, came for advanced boot camp. And next level, she just burst into tears at the end of the testing because she was so proud. Yes, I've just birthed a baby, but now I did something for myself and I've still got something in myself. So she's now having a change in how she is as a mum because look, she can do this for herself. She's not just the mum of a new baby. She bloody passed advanced bootcamp commando testing and I can see a shift in her. Another thing that we've got is a young guy, super shy, like not sort of knowing where he is in life or whatever, doesn't speak to the parents and that. I've got him in boot camp answering it and like getting down and really communicating. He comes and chats now. Like first session, he never used to talk. And the parents are like, you won't get anything out of him. He doesn't speak. Well, we're having full conversations, starting to help them with school, starting to help them with what they're having some issues with. But it's all inside training. So it's not like we just stand there and we go, where? We're just inside little training. I give them little tips and we help them move through problems in their lives. And it seems to work. It's always only my opinion and my advice, but if they can help them in any way, it's good for them. I'm loving this advanced boot camp because that's the people that I attract have that drive. So, you don't want to turn up and not know what you've got or, what if my body doesn't perform? What if I'm not fit enough? What if, something happens? What if it's too hard and I vomit? Like they're turning up and they're not scared of any of that. And we are next leveling it. And the people that are there, like we've got 120 kilo female all the way down to the whippets that are so fast and that. And I'm loving that because there's a different mindset in someone who will turn up, put their bodies through like the testing and see where they're at. Like even if I said beep test, people are afraid to see where they're at. But for me, I look at it, well, this is where I'm at right now. And if I only get a level 5 right now, that's where I'm at. I can only improve, not this coulda, shoulda, woulda, or I used to be, because I'm not that right now. I'm a level 5 right now, and I'm going to work on myself, and then we're going to high five and celebrate our progression and our wins. So a lot of clients like coming to me who have been in some form of fitness, or it could be 20 years ago, it could be 30 years ago, but it could be 5 years ago. But they might have been in a like they love that team football environment, so that's my run squads, or they liked you get around each other, but you don't have to do all the things on weekends and go out for the whole day on a Saturday. If you've never been involved in a sport, it's good to be sort of involved in something. The boxing brings out a lot of a lot of emotion and gets you really concentrating well. So boxing's helping a lot of people with anxiety and depression.